We all love a good horror movie. When the lights go down, it's too easy to just get lost in the story. Brace ourselves for the jump scares and wait for the monster to appear. But have you ever stopped to wonder why you are scared? As a film students, we have to look past the plot and look closely at the magic behind the camera. So welcome to this video essay. Today we are cracking open Vishal Furia's 2021 thriller Chhorii. We are not just going to summarize what happens to the character. Instead, we are going to see exactly how this film builds fear from the scratch. We will also explore the art of cinematic storytelling through three key tools. First, how the story is structured, the visual design of the scenes, and the creepy power of the sound. So by paying attention to how the camera moves, how time gets twisted in the editing room, and how audio plays trick on our brain, we can uncover the dark social message hiding right in the plain sight. So let's step into this fit. So let's start with how the story is told. Chhorii builds its unbearable tension by playing game with the time. At first, movie tricks you into thinking it's simple. Straight line from A to B. A means pregnant woman Sakshi has to run away from the busy city to hide out in a quiet, forgotten village. Simple enough, right? But as soon as she settles in, the straight line shattered, the director starts using a non-linear structure, meaning time stops making sense. Through these sudden flashbacks, waking nightmares and creepy local myths, the past and the present start bleeding into each other. As Sakshi discovered the village's horrible history of killing baby girls and editing jets fretting, the film uses cross-cutting to bounce rapidly between Sakshi's current danger and the ghost of the past. Why do this? It's not just to give us a jump scare. This shattered timeline actually represents the endless, repeating cycle of the violence against the woman in this society. The ghosts are not just smoky monsters. They are history crying all over for justice. The very way the story is edited becomes a trap and showing us that Sakshi can't escape the history that is doomed to repeat itself. So moving on, our second concept, mise-en-scène. So it's fancy French word, but it just means everything you see in the frame. The lighting, the costume, the sets, and where the actors stand. Specifically in Chhorii, every single visual details is secretly telling you a story. So let's look at the setting. The main location is dusty old house. It completely swallowed by a maze of tall sugarcane. When Sakshi walks outside, the camera uses extreme wide shots. This is very deliberate trick. By making Sakshi look incredibly tiny against this massive, endless sea of green crops, the director here makes us feel how isolated and helpless she is. The farm is not just a gateway, it's a giant green prison. Inside the house, the visuals tell a story of conflict. Look at the Bhandi, the strict mother-in-law. She is almost always standing in deep shadows with harsh lighting that makes her look rigid and tied to dark, ancient tradition. Now look at the Sakshi. Her bright, comfortable, modern clothing violently clashes against Bhandi's dark, old school's outfit. Even before these women speaking a single word to each other, the costume and lighting are screaming at us. This is a war between modern freedom and toxic, outdated tradition.
हेमंत?
हाँ साक्षी,
तुम हेमंत हो? तो तुम कौन हो?
क्या कह रही हो साक्षी?
तुम हेमंत नहीं हो, तुम कोई और हो। हेमंत तो ये है।
साक्षी
हेमंत
So finally, we have to talk about the secret weapon of this movie, the sound design. In Chhorii, what you hear is just as terrifying as what you see. Listen to the background noise. Those are not just sound effects. The constant scratching sound of the wind blowing through the sharp sugarcane leaves act like a ticking clock for our anxiety. It makes the natural world feels alive, angry and dangerous.
सब चुप रह गए। मैं आ रही हूँ ढूंढने। आगी 1 2 3 लुका छुपी खेलने आई छोटी माई।
The movie also loves to take sound that should make us feel safe and turn them into nightmare. An old song on a radio or a sweet lullaby is purposely distorted and muffled. It twists our sense of nostalgia into pure dread. But do you want to know the most brilliant thing the sound designs did? They used absolute silence. During the most terrifying moment of the climax, the dramatic background music just stopped. By stripping away the movie soundtrack, you are suddenly left all alone in a quiet dark with Sakshi. The silence makes the horror feel way too real and leaves you on the edge of your seat with your heart pounding. To wrap things up, Chhorii is not just a great movie because it has a scary plot. It works because it uses a tool of cinema of perfection. The broken timeline traps us in a psychological maze. The brilliant visual design builds a cage out of tradition and shadows. And the incredible sound design orchestrates our panic from the very first frame. And by breaking the film down like this, we realize that the cinema, the editing and the sound are doing the heavy lifting. Chhorii proves that the truest horror in the cinema are not the host on the screen. They are the dark reality of our world, reflected right back at us. So thank you for watching.